Hello all YouTubers, what's going on? I am the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this presentation for July 13th, 2019. Today's video is going to be special coverage of Hurricane Barry, and it did make landfall as a hurricane with 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds and top wind gusts of around 91 miles per hour. So stay tuned for this video. I'm going to track what's hitting Louisiana, as well as Mississippi and Alabama. Even in Arkansas right now, starting to see some rain as well. So as always, please consider subscribing and also ringing the bell notifications. Never miss one of my videos again. And also look in the description for other videos of mine with superior weather content that you won't find anywhere else. I am the weatherman that you can trust. And as a way of donating to my channel, please consider watching the whole video, because I'm sure you have friends and family that are in this area that's being affected by Barry. But even if you don't, it's still something to watch, as the remnants could head towards the Ohio Valley, and possibly, but a less chance, headed towards the Northeast. So let's get right into it here. Latest advisory on Barry, because it's like 15-20 miles inland, I'd say. We do have winds now 65 miles an hour, which is a tropical storm, but it did make landfall with 75-mile-per-hour winds, and I can prove that to you later on in the video when I show you the wind, what it did make landfall as with the wind forecast. But it will continue to track in towards Ohio Valley. Let's look at this here. So it's a tropical storm. You got tropical storm warnings the whole Louisiana coast, as well as parts of Lake Pontchartrain. 3 to 6 foot surge. But I have seen some storm surge values near 7 feet. So because it's moving so slow, it's kind of like Florence over the Carolinas. The water just kept piling in, and it just can't go back out because it's moving so slow. So a slow mover can also increase storm surge. So it's going to still be a tropical storm as it moves over central Louisiana. Once it heads towards North Louisiana, and you can see how long it remains a tropical depression all the way through Monday afternoon. And eventually it's just going to be moved so slow because these D's here are so close together. Sunday, Monday. And by Tuesday, you can see it'll be a post-tropical depression as it heads towards Missouri. And just so you know, that's where it started. It started here, tracked down the Gulf of Mexico, and guess what? It's back. And it's probably going to be heading something like this. So that's pretty much your track. Moving northwest at 7 miles an hour, soon to make that north and northeasterly turn. This was updated about 3 hours ago, but this is valid for 7 o'clock Saturday through 7 o'clock Thursday on the 18th. So basically the additional rainfall still to come. And you can see widespread 6 to 10 inches of rain still to come here. With some isolated spots, could see another 10 to 15 inches, especially. I think the south central Louisiana coast will be the most affected by this, as well as Lake Pontchartrain could be hit by this as well. Pretty hard. And 2 to 4 inches of rain over Lake Pontchartrain still to come, with isolated 5-inch amounts still to come there. And let's look at the flash flooding potential forecast. And even slight is pretty bad. But once you get to moderate and high is something you don't see very often. So here's your area moderate and high for day 1 as for today. On Sunday for tomorrow, we're going to see, again, continue to see that moderate spread into Arkansas. But we've still got that high risk, greater than 50% chance of excessive flash flooding. Not to mention the rivers are so high as well. And that exists for northern and northeastern Louisiana. And then by Monday, which is day 3, you can see that we just have the rain over Arkansas, Missouri, western Tennessee, and northwestern Mississippi. If the computer is a little slow, I'm very sorry. I did actually get a new computer. Thank you, my lovely mom and dad. But hopefully the computer should be faster. It's got a nice processor, so I'm sure it's been lagging, but hopefully I should get that problem solved. But you can see moderate risk of severe weather. It's just, not severe weather. Flash flooding is going to be existing even as the storm makes its way through the Ohio Valley. So, you can see it's taking a little bit while to load there. But there we go. So, these are the storm tracks. Okay, all in pretty good agreement. There's going to be some of the outlier miles, but all in pretty good agreement. That's going to track through northern Louisiana, through central Arkansas. Actually, a lot of models are saying it could track through Pennsylvania through the northeast, potentially affected the northeast and mid-Atlantic. It would just be remnants. Maybe it might get attached to a cold front. Maybe that could help to refuel it some more as well. And here's the storm surge map. You can see these darker pinks from Gulfport, Biloxi, through Lake Pontchartrain, through New Orleans, down all the way over to the intercoastal town area, the intercoastal city, I think it's called. That's where it made landfall, intercoastal city in Louisiana. That's where it made landfall. And you can see that's where we have the darker pinks, the storm surge warnings, and the lighter pinks and like the purplish colors, Morgan City to Huma. That's where we have storm surge watches. The storm surge values are 3 to 6 feet, but I have been seeing some 7-foot storm surge values. So that's been causing some pretty destructive conditions here. But let's look at windy.com. Latest NAM run, this is the 18Z run. And you can see just potentially another couple feet of rain. Like another 20 to 25 inches of rain in south central Louisiana. These banding features, and I'm actually going to show you on the NAM model right now. These banding features that are setting up are absolutely astronomical. Okay, not to mention the river levels, so don't even get me started with those, which I'm going to show you that as well. But this was from, let's go to right now. So right now it's about close to 8 o'clock, so let's go to... So this is about 7 o'clock, and you can see, look at this purple just waiting to get on shore. There's the low pressure system. And it's just going to be a wild one, guys. Just please, I mean, it's too late to get out, but if you're still there in Louisiana, just please be careful. I mean, I saw a video on the Weather Channel. People were walking, like, down a flooded street, like 1 or 2 feet of water, towards Lake Pontchartrain, which is, like, raging. There was, like, a group of, like, 10 or 15 people, so that is just the dumbest thing you can do. Please, just, come on. I mean, you're putting your life at risk. Not to mention there's probably alligators in that water as well. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to keep you guys safe. But look at all these purples just setting up in southeastern Louisiana according to the NAM 3KM model. And I just want you to notice, I'm actually going to draw a little, my illustration here. And let me go back to about here. So this is about 8 o'clock, so it's about right now. Look how long that band just sits there and sits there, where in that black outlined area. And it just sits there until, that band could sit there for almost another 20 hours. Before it comes on land completely. So, and it might not even be done. I mean, even Tuesday, like overnight Tuesday morning, we still got northern Louisiana getting some showers and storms, but just spotty showers Tuesday morning for southeastern Louisiana. But other than that, it should be over. And it's the Ohio Valley starting to start getting in on the rain. And again, as you saw here, 2 feet of rain or more is possible. Let's look at the Euro model. You're calling for some nice hefty rainfall totals as well, maybe another 19 inches. GFS is calling for that, but it's like a little bit farther southeast, so it's kind of sticking in their gut. Maybe like another foot of rain. So here's the storm surge inundation maps. All this yellow here, just west of Morgan City. That's your area of 3 to 6 foot of surge. But there have been some areas now that started up in the ante because it made landfall as a hurricane. We're starting to see these little orange areas pop up on the map. And that's where storm surge is greater than 6 feet, maybe around 6 or 7 feet above normally dry ground. So streets are just flooded like crazy. And significant river flooding outlooks, like excessive river flooding outlooks, are either likely or occurring. Louisiana, Mississippi, even eastern Arkansas. But Louisiana and Mississippi are the areas that are going to get hit the hardest, including Arkansas as well. Let's look at the Mississippi River at Baton Rouge. This is the part that scares me. We are still rising. The river is still rising. It's going to rise to about 43 feet. It's going to stay there for probably like another couple days. And it'll start to make its way down. But it's going to be slowly. It might not even be another, what's this? 2 weeks from now, it will still be a moderate flood stage. 2 weeks from now. You can just say it's just, we've been in a flood stage since like January, I think, which is like 187 days, or 188, which is a record. Previous record was 139 days in flood stage, set back in 1927, I believe, right around there. But the river's still rising. It's going to rise about another 6 inches or so, maybe another 6 to 12 inches, or half a foot to 1 foot, and then it's going to start inching its way down. But you can see, maybe another little bump up back here, but that's just a forecast, but still. Let's just look. Major flood stage, it starts at 40 feet, right? So the grounds of the older part of the Louisiana State University campus become soggy, includes the area of the veterinary medicine building, veterinary medicine annex, and the stadium baseball field, City Baton Rouge, and the main LSU campus are protected by levees at this level. I haven't seen any breaking in the levees yet, so that is good news, but just know that one heavy band of rain and those levees could break due to the river and the storm surge due to the wind as well. Models like the European and the GFS, or even the NAM. Well, I mean, NAM is more high resolution as well as the HRRR model. But the ECNWF and the GFS, the Euro and the GFS, are just forecast. I mean, the NAM is more high resolution. One heavy band can set up right over Baton Rouge or New Orleans or Lake Pontchartrain, as indicated by NAM models. Or even South Central Louisiana could get a huge band of rain. Those rivers could start rising even more. We could get a huge gust of wind from them, get the storm surge, and the levees could break. But right now, I don't see a huge break in the levees. Record here, 47.28. Again, look at that. May 15, 1927 was the record. But it should get to around 43 feet. At this level, shipping and industrial activities are significantly affected. I mean, even if it's moderate flood stage, I wouldn't even see them doing any kind of shipping and industrial activities. But unprotected low-lying areas will be flooded and agricultural operations will be impacted on the west side of the river. Baton Rouge is still protected by levees at this level. But just remember, the river flooding is not the only problem. It will be the rain as well, and the storm surge. But look at this. We could have another couple weeks of at least this right here. River traffic and industrial activity on the river will be greatly affected. Navigational safety regulations will be strictly enforced. We could be dealing with that for moderate flood stage for another 2 to 3 weeks. So just keep that in mind. And it's going to have a nice effect on what we see the rest of the summer. Some of the rivers here, river gauges, in north or east central Louisiana, or actually eastern Louisiana, just like around Lake Pontchartrain, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, do have a greater than 25% chance of seeing minor river flooding in the gauges through July, August, and September. They have a greater than 25% chance. So just note that there is a decent chance that this storm, or even other tropical systems, this storm could have a great effect on what's to come in the summertime. And you see Texas, we got some huge river flooding gauges as well. This is not current, but this is through July, August, and September. Moderate major flood stage possibly, greater than 25% chance. And let's look at the tropical storm force winds. We're going to get them all the way up through potentially central Arkansas. I mean, there's only like a 10% chance of that happening, but through Arkansas, East Texas, Louisiana, and also Mississippi, going to have that chance of tropical storm force winds. And it's going to arrive around North Louisiana around tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, the tropical storm force winds could arrive. This is the earliest time, potentially, for them to arrive. This is the time you should be preparing. I mean, it's kind of too late, but if you're in Arkansas, you still have some time to prepare, even though the rivers are high. It's starting to rain, but you guys still have time to prepare. So this is where the tropical storm force winds are going to be over the next few days. And here's the wind history. This is what I was telling you guys about. South Central Louisiana, they're right on the South Central Louisiana coast and a little bit over water. We did have the red indicating hurricane force winds. And it was briefly a hurricane. It came on shore with 75 mile per hour sustained winds. But other than that, it's all tropical storm force winds. But then it just weakened as soon as it came on land, pretty much. And you can easily just, I mean, it's like it almost like got better organized as it came on land. I mean, still pretty much a lopsided system, but you can see there's a low pressure system. Southeast and east side is just loaded with moisture. Dry air is keeping it back right now, but this is the part that's scaring a lot of people. Oh, that was kind of sloppy. This is the part that's scaring a lot of people right here. This band that's just sitting there. Could sit there for hours and hours on end. And that band that's sitting there is dropping 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour in some spots. And that is not going to be good for the areas there. And this is central western Louisiana. You can see a lot of rain has been over water. However, you look towards this area, flash flood warnings, Mobile, and on Alabama, and also some severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see, look at this huge blob of yellow and orange here, just waiting just to get surged into Lake Pontchartrain, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and it's gonna be just wild. And you can just see, look at this. You got an even nice steady band of rain pushing through eastern Mississippi. You see these little, I mean, even greens, especially when you got a tropical entity or tropical storm or hurricane. Greens can mean a lot of rain as well because of all the moisture in the air. Like if you just get like a regular cold front coming through and you see greens on the radar, yeah, it's just going to mean some rain. But when you're talking about a tropical storm bringing greens on the radar, that's going to mean a lot more than you think. So don't underestimate this. Please do not. Look at the 1 hour rainfall we've been seeing. That's why there's a flash flood warning in Mobile, Alabama. We've been seeing like 1 to even 2.5 inches of rain per hour with this one band. And you can see, look at this. All this area of 1.2, 1.5 inches of rain an hour. That blob there of rain is still staying off the coast for now. But look at the storm total precipitation we have seen so far. It has been crazy. Okay, parts of coastal Alabama near Mobile have seen 8 inches of rain already for this whole storm. Parts of Baton Rouge, especially south and east of town, have seen about 2 to 3 inches of rain already. And look at this one little red area. Luckily, this is off the coast. But if we get a south push, that could push that. But there's this band that's set up just off the coast of Louisiana. They have gotten 14 to 18 inches of rain so far. And we are nowhere near done. But luckily, that's been off the coast. But land is right around here. So that band got really close. And even this southern part of this island chain. But the top wind gust, just so you know, was Eugene Island in Louisiana. I think it's like somewhere like in the south central part. 91 mile per hour wind gust. That definitely surged in a lot of water. And that's probably where they got the 6.5 to 7 foot surge. Maybe I will do a video as the remnants move through the Ohio Valley. But just so you know, this is the time for landfall. I probably won't be covering Louisiana the next time I talk about Barry, if I do. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, ring the bell notifications, share this with your friends. They need to know about this storm. Just take action now. Okay, you had time. You had the last week to prepare. Please, everybody, be careful. Get on the highest level. There's no tornado threats. There's no need to go to the bottom level. Just go to the highest level of your house. Stay safe, everybody. Please, I beg you. I am Do Other Deed, signing off. Till next time. Thank you for watching.